Prescriptions, copays, lab tests. Even with insurance, healthcare can cost thousands every year. But not for me, because I'm enrolled in VA Healthcare. My service was then. My benefits are now. Get what you earned. Visit choose.va.gov.
Not all veterans are eligible for the type or amount of benefits mentioned here.
Hey everyone, and welcome to Real Life Real Crime Daily for Thursday, May 11th. And I'm Jim Chapman.
And I'm Woody Overton.
And I'm Mike Agovino. Jim, you said Thursday.
Thursday. Our first Thursday.
Our first
Thirsty Thursday.
show.
Thirsty Thursday.
You're thirsty
That's right.
for crime.
Thursdays brought to y'all because you wanted it, how you like it.
That's right.
That's what we're giving it to you.
That's it. We're giving it to you.
I am working on a little something, fellas. That can make Thursdays even more special around here.
All right.
I can't talk about it yet because it hasn't.
It's probably political.
It hasn't happened yet. No, it hasn't happened yet. But we'll talk a little bit about it off the air later, and I think you guys are going to be
Excellent.
Are going to be happy about this development.
That would be
Potential.
I always love your surprises, Mike.
We don't always love my surprises.
No, you're right. We don't.
Let's be honest.
Hey,
I shall refrain from commenting.
Yeah, right. Time for some Thursday crime.
It is.
Lifers, and we love and appreciate each and every one of y'all. Thank you for listening, tuning in. Let's do it.
All right. So, Woody Overton, you and I did a Bloody Angola podcast just last week on Casey White and Vicky White, who escaped from prison. Vicky White being a guard. Actually, she was a high-ranking CO in a jail.
Right. Second in command.
Yeah, and Casey White, of course, stone cold killer, horrible human
always
being.
Has been, always will be.
Yeah, so, just go listen to that episode of Bloody Angola if you have not yet, and you'll understand what we're talking about here. We're not going to get into all that, but at the end of everything, Vicky White ended up getting killed. There's some debate whether she killed herself or Casey White killed her.
He killed her.
There's no debate.
No longer any debate.
No debate in our mind. But Casey White has pled guilty Thursday. This past Thursday.
They were not related. They
just
happen to have the same last
That's
name.
it. Yeah. That's it. So he pled guilty just this past Thursday to his 2022 escape, which precipitated a multi-day manhunt. It was actually 11 days that ended in the death of corrections officer who authorities said helped him break out of the Alabama detention center. Now, White, 39, was charged with escape in the first degree following his capture in May of 2022. He was later indicted for murder for allegedly causing the death of Vicky White, 56, who died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound after the two were apprehended in Indiana following an 11-day manhunt. He appeared in the Lauderdale County Courthouse on Thursday for a status hearing, which was expected to start in June when he pled guilty. You're probably just surprised by today's turn of events as we are. One of his attorneys was quoted as saying, "Things happened really fast today, unexpectedly." Casey White emotionally apologized to Vicky White's family in court, saying it wasn't supposed to happen.
Bullshit
like that. Yeah, he's a piece of shit.
He's murdered many people, and he's looking at several life charges in different cases or whatever.
Stone cold killer.
Yeah.
And
6'9",
330,
covered in Nazi tats.
Really?
Yeah. He's bigger than Tony Mandarich. I mean, the guy's a monster.
Yeah.
So wait, the first charge was he had to plead innocent or guilty to escaping prison?
Yeah.
So I mean, isn't it kind of self-evident?
Yeah, definitely. That's definitely what you would call it.
I know.
He can say Vicky took him hostage.
I know I left for 3 months, but I'm innocent. I didn't actually escape.
Yeah, right. And then,
3 weeks.
go check out Bloody Angola. You can actually hear when he murdered her. And I think they saying it was suicide just so they didn't have to work it, right? And get into all the bullshit. So,
yeah,
I mean,
sounds like murder.
He's looking at like 27 different murder charges. Not really, but he's looking at a whole lot of different murder cases and everything. And he's a convicted murderer. Fuck him.
Sounds like a pretty scary guy.
Yeah, indeed.
We often, way too often, talk about gun violence in the United States and stories related to gun violence in the
Every
United
show.
States. We're going to go to the former nation of what was once Yugoslavia, which is now Serbia, at least. I don't know if Serbia is all of the old Yugoslavia, but much of it, and the former capital city, Belgrade. So we're going to Serbia, where there was a school shooting. A 14-year-old who was a pupil at this school used his father's gun to shoot up the place last Wednesday morning. 8 students plus an adult were killed after the teenage boy opened fire. The 14-year-old opened fire in his elementary school in the Serbian capital of Belgrade. Speaking at a press conference, police spokesperson said the 8 students killed were 7 girls and 1 boy, with the youngest being 13 years of age. Multiple outlets report that the adult who was killed was a security guard at the school. Another 6 children and 1 teacher have been hospitalized, according to Serbia's Ministry of Internal Affairs. The local major, Milan Nedeljovic, said doctors were fighting to save the life of the teacher. Health Minister Danica Grujicic confirmed 2 of the boys in the hospital were in stable condition. Police said the boy had been a pupil at the Vladislav Ribnikar Elementary School in the center of the Serbian capital since 2009. He allegedly used his father's gun for the shooting at around 8:40 a.m. local time and was later arrested in the school playground. So the kid had been there for 13 years. I guess they do a big preschool thing as well, but unbelievable that he could have been part of the school since 2009 and then shot it up. The police sent all available patrols immediately to the spot and arrested the suspected minor. The student is suspected of firing several shots from his father's gun in the direction of students and school security. That's according to the Interior Minister. All police forces are still on the ground working intensively to shed light on the facts and circumstances that led to this tragedy. According to the BBC, a police spokesman said the boy had planned the shooting about a month in advance and had a list of children that he was targeting and planned to kill in those, in which classrooms he would go to and in what order in order to kill those kids. The motive for each of the kids that he picked out is not clear. As I said, school shootings are a rarity overseas. The Serbian education minister said this is the first shooting of its kind in their country. No mass shootings have been reported at schools in Serbia prior to this. And the Dallas Maverick star, one of the great young players in the NBA, Luka Doncic, for you NBA fans, is of Serbian descent, and Luka announced plans to pay for all the funerals associated with this tragedy. So he's paying for all the funerals of all these children's on behalf of the families. And so really sad thing to hear about this going on other places.
You know, they say in this first one in their country, I'm sure, unfortunately, won't be the last. And I'm going to tell you about another one here at home. So in the Atlanta area, they're searching for a teenage suspect in a 2022 ambush that killed a 14-year-old and wounded several other teenagers outside of Philadelphia High School after a football scrimmage. U.S. Marshals in Philadelphia are working with the counterparts in the Southeast and are seeking help from the public in light of credible information that as of November 2022, the now 17-year-old suspect was hiding in Atlanta, Georgia. The reward for information leading to the arrest of Daron Bernie Thorne of Philadelphia has been increased to $50,000. A judge in January ordered an adult and 3 other juveniles to stand trial in the shooting. All are charged as adults with murder, aggravated assault, firearms crimes, and other counts. And authorities said 5 people jumped from a parked SUV and opened fire on teens who were walking away from an athletic field at Roxborough High School in September 2022. Nicholas Elzaldi, 14, of suburban Havertown, was killed, and 3 other teens were taken to hospital with wounds, and another was treated at the scene. Police have said they don't believe Hills Holiday was one of the intended targets. They said one of the shooters chased a 17-year-old victim down the street, striking him with shots to the leg, arm, and tried to fire as he stood at the victim, but his gun either jammed or was out of bullets. Another school-related
Jesus
shooting.
Christ, man.
He didn't go to football practice
Really
anymore.
awful.
Yeah. I don't know, bro.
And he got away.
Yeah, he got away and now is hiding in Atlanta.
And he's like 17 years old.
Yep.
And
I'm sure his gang stacked up with them. I'm sure they floated him down, it's down south to the Dirty Bird in Atlanta.
so
Kinda
he's
like
he's not about to go through his high school graduation down there.
Yeah,
he's probably not
he's
happening.
not a go graduate cum laude or anything like that.
Maybe an initiation is more like what
Yeah,
he'll end up going
maybe
through.
he's going to graduate into the detention center or wherever.
We need a more positive story coming out of that one.
Two
And
killers in a row.
as luck would have it, I have one, y'all, and this is absolutely amazing. The Fort Worth Police Department has completed official DNA testing confirming the identity of a woman who was kidnapped as a child 51 years ago and was found by her family in late 2022. Police announced this update recently and are hoping for closure for the Highsmith family. Now, Melissa Highsmith was 22 months old when she was kidnapped by a babysitter in 1971. She lived in Fort Worth for most of her life and did not even know she was missing or that her biological family was looking for her.
She just thought it was a normal day.
Her family hired an amateur genealogist who had a DNA test done through 23andMe,
Yep.
a website customers can use to find relatives and create a family tree. That led them to a Fort Worth woman who went by Melanie Brown. Highsmith's family took to Facebook in November of 2022, announcing they located their missing daughter on a page called We Found Melissa. Melissa was reunited with her parents and two of her four siblings for the first time on the weekend after Thanksgiving of 2022. The Fort Worth Police Department said in November they will be conducting official DNA testing to confirm her identity, and those results have come back in and it's confirmed. Yeah. She is that missing child. Now, although the criminal statute of limitations expired 20 years after Melissa's 18th birthday, the Fort Worth Police Department continues to ask for public assistance with any additional information concerning her abduction that occurred over 51 years ago. Generally, under Texas state law, the statute on kidnapping is 5 years. The statute I know. I was shocked at that. The statute of limitations that expires 20 years after the victim's 18th birthday is a charge of aggravated kidnapping.
It's crazy.
So a rally was held in downtown Fort Worth on this past Saturday, as a call for the Fort Worth Police Department to provide more resources to the department's cold case unit. The unit has over 1,000 unsolved cold cases. Yeah. There is only one detective, Woody Overton, assigned to the Fort Worth cold case unit on a full-time basis.
Yeah, they need some more money for that.
Yeah, but you would think Fort Worth would have it.
Right.
It's got to be a big department.
Yeah, it is. It's huge.
So Melissa Highsmith attended the rally among many other family members of victims of cold cases. They marched down from the courthouse to the cold case unit. There are so many just unsolved cases sitting on the shelf. We need to reopen these cases, but they don't have enough people to investigate them and not enough funding.
Right.
Many of the
being for the DNA stuff also.
Right.
I bet 100 of them could be cleared, like this girl's case.
It's just an amazing case, and many of the attendees at the rally believe the funding is an issue that plays a role in unsolved cold cases in Fort Worth, and they're working in conjunction with fabulous law enforcement and heroes to raise funds, raise awareness, but primarily to raise funds to help cold case officers do the forensic testing that you just mentioned. Right. Woody knows his shit, y'all. That is now at hand that will allow us to solve unsolved murders in the past. But just an amazing, Could you imagine?
well,
your baby is abducted
here's
at
the deal.
22
Here's
months
the-
old, and you
Let me ask
find
about
her
that.
51
she's
years
abducted.
later.
And she's oblivious.
She must have been.
Yes.
Either that same babysitter kept her and raised her, or she sold her.
Yeah.
I mean, but I guess the statute is up.
And this is the great thing about DNA, and in that, not only does it help with cold cases, but it also helps exonerate people when they've been,
Oh yeah. That's right. I was
wrongfully
sitting here
charged or
thinking about the
something.
cases that I've cleared through DNA, and especially cold cases. But you're absolutely right. There are numerous people who have been cleared who were falsely accused.
So there's your good positive story for today.
Yeah, very, very interesting.
I needed that story.
You look like you need a positive story.
This next story's a little bit emotional. It's going to be
shit,
it's going to be a little bit difficult
All right.
for me to get through. So I asked your patience, folks,
All right.
in helping me get through this. Officials in the state of New Jersey are noodling over a major mystery in the town of Old Bridge.
No pun intended.
More than 500 pounds of pasta was dumped in the woods last week. This included ziti, spaghetti, pappardelle, angel hair, all kinds of other noodles. Dumped 500 pounds of it. A community advocate posted photos of the heaps of food along a creek in what is called Veterans Park. A man known only as Joey
Imagine that.
was asked to comment on the matter.
AKA Mike.
A man known only as Joey was asked to comment on the matter, and he said, "Hey, this is disrespectful to my people. If it was leftovers, you can always give them away. My mother, may she rest in peace, would keel over and over again if she witnessed this kind of waste. Forget about it." Photos were posted and started to circulate on several local Facebook groups. Quote, "This township has no bulk garbage pickup," said Nina Joknowitz, "and the funny dump this time was pasta, which you all picked up." While several people on the street, including Nina, say they know who did it, that person is someone they care deeply about, and the situation is sensitive, so they are not giving up the name.
I believe that goes back to the Black Hand. Snitches get ditches.
This instance of illegally dumping may seem like a bizarre one, but Nina said it points to a larger issue of bulk garbage. She said financial constraints sometimes prevent people from properly disposing of large items like couches. Town officials said they estimated that several hundred pounds of uncooked pasta was removed from the packaging and dumped along the creek. They said it looked like it was there only a short time, but moisture from the area did start to soften some of the pasta. So maybe by the time they got there, it was al dente by the time they got there.
Oh, Lord.
The Department of Public Works visited the site and found what appeared to be 15 separate wheelbarrow loads of illegally dumped pasta.
Crazy. See?
Police were called to the scene to take a report, and then the two Public Works employees cleaned up and got rid of the pasta in less than an hour.
They were that hungry?
The incident is under investigation. We're going to post a photo of this.
Oh, the photo's unbelievable.
Yeah, it
just
is. I saw it.
It's
Look, and-
heartbreaking to see.
Why in the hell
This kind
would
of
you dump
food
all?
go
You
to
could
waste.
give it to
Well,
anybody.
here's
love pasta.
that town did not have public trash.
Well, shit, they could have called.
And that's one problem. Now, that wouldn't have handled 500 freaking pounds of noodles, but
They probably have 1,000 homeless they could have fed them.
That's all I was thinking. They could have gone
Yeah.
anywhere and done that.
Yeah.
Crazy.
That's crazy. I love pasta.
absolutely.
What'd you think of Joey there?
I think it was Joey Buttafuoco trying to come out of retirement.
I think that's how he really talks. When he,
Yeah, Joey.
When he's at the house.
That's how. Yeah, hey, y'all don't know.
Law,
That's my.
pick up your basketball.
That's how Mike talks all the time. This is what you're getting
This is
every
my
day in your life.
on-air voice.
This
This
is
is
on air
It's
voice.
on his right.
It's trying to be all professional and shit.
You guys are right about that.
Spark something uncommon this holiday with just the right gift from Uncommon Goods. The busy holiday season is here, and Uncommon Goods makes it less stressful with incredible hand-picked gifts for everyone on your list, all in one spot. Gifts to spark joy, wonder, delight, and that's exactly what I wanted feeling. Hey, y'all, I ordered a super cool piece. It's a candle with a sculpture of an LSU's Tiger Stadium on top of it. And each officially licensed laser cut wooden replica features up to 4 layers of detail, creating a bird's eye view of a specific football field, seating section, and more. And every label includes your stadium's name, the team's logo, and school location. And it has a coconut, soy, vegan wax infused with sandalwood smell that creates tailgates and touchdowns scent profile, reminiscent of game day. It's invigorating like fresh cut grass and nostalgic like smoke from a pre-game grill, and calming like the crisp autumn air of a new semester on campus. Y'all, I love it. I have it at the base of my TV, and I'm ready to watch the Tigers play on Saturday night, right? Uncommon Goods. Look, when you shop at Uncommon Goods, you're supporting artists and small independent businesses. And many of their handcrafted products are made in small batches. So shop now before they sell out this holiday season. Uncommon Goods looks for products that are high quality, unique, and often handmade or made in the U.S. They have the most meaningful, out of the ordinary gifts anywhere. They even have gifts you can personalize. From holiday host and hostess gift to the coolest finds for kids, to hits for everyone from the book lovers to diehard sports fans. Uncommon Goods has something for everyone, not the same old selections you can just find anywhere. And with every purchase you make at Uncommon Goods, they give $1 to a nonprofit partner of your choice. They've donated more than $3 million to date. So to get 15% off your next gift, go to uncommongoods.com/RLRC. That's uncommongoods.com/RLRC for 15% off. Don't miss out on this limited time offer. Uncommon Goods, we're all out of the ordinary. Hey, y'all, let me tell you about Gobble. All Gobble meal kits are pre-prepped. That means less work for you and less waste in your kitchen. Their meal kits include everything you need so you can save time at the store or just skip that trip entirely. I got the box in and I had 3 different meals. I had a Kung Pao chicken, crispy fish tacos, and a beef bourguignon, however you say it. But let me tell you about the classic beef bourguignon. Look, it came with beef pot roast and a beef broth concentrate, red wine demi-glaze, cremini mushrooms, cipollone onions, mashed potatoes, baby carrots, and rosemary thyme butter. It was so easy to make. Literally like 15 minutes it took Cindy. And let me tell you something, and all the dishes were fire, but this thing was like a taste explosion in my mouth. It's just unreal. We got to spend more time together and more time doing the things we love because everything came in this one single box right to my door. So see what a difference Gobble will make for your household. Right now, they're offering my listeners a fantastic limited time deal. You get $120 off across 4 boxes plus free shipping and free cookies. And let me tell you, those cookies, I ate one that was sin baked and it was delicious. Go to gobble.com/real life. That's GOBBLE.com/real life for $120 off your first 4 boxes. This offer is not available on the home site, so don't miss out. This is genius. It's taste explosions in your mouth like you never had.
So anyway, all right, so y'all, let's take you to Florida. And on Monday, authorities released a video footage of a deadly police shooting that left a suspect with a lengthy criminal background dead and his hostage injured. The shooting happened Sunday night when the bondsmen were looking for 53-year-old Ronnie Clark for a warrant over his failure to appear in court on drug charges. Let me tell you all about this real quick. You know what the Posse Act is? This is why this story got started. The Posse Act is if you're out on bond, you signed out, it's like the oldest law in the books from the cowboy days. If you sign out on bond, you don't show up for your court date, your bondsman can literally go kick in your door and ship with no warrant. So they're out looking for him when this happens. So when Clark had a long criminal history with 58 felony convictions and he was incarcerated 3 times. The bondsman kind of located him, and they called deputies who arrived around 5 p.m. to serve a warrant on Clark and found him in a tent with a woman being held against her will. He also emailed text to others saying he was going to shoot it out with the deputies. A 5-hour standoff ensued as authorities tried negotiating, and a sheriff's drone showed Clark holding a knife to the woman's throat. A deputy approached Clark and the hostage and fired a single shot, killing him. The bullet fired at Clark may have struck the hostage as she is recovering in a hospital. And the Florida Department of Law Enforcement is investigating, and the deputy's placed on leave while it's investigated. Well, you know what? Props up to the deputy for doing that. I remember my SWAT team interview that Ben Smith, who's dead now, rest in peace. He was one of the top snipers and everything else. And they asked me all these different questions. But Ben asked me, he said, if we're in a Waffle House and it's 3 o'clock in the morning, a guy gets up, put a pistol to the lady's head. We were about 5 feet apart. He said, what would you do? I said, I'd kill him. And I'd shoot him in the head. And he said, you think you can make that shot? I said, absolutely. And this deputy thought he could, and he did make it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the guy was going to kill a lady anyway, probably.
They had a really...
58 felony convictions.
That's a bad
That's
bad
insane.
deal. They had, I guess it was from a chopper. Maybe it could have been a drone, I guess, but probably would have been a chopper. But there's a video of this.
It was a drone.
A drone, okay. It's done in infrared.
Right.
And so I'd never seen a crime situation like that go down over infrared, and it's a really cool visual on the act of heroism that this guy.
Yep. I mean, fuck him, hell or jail, and this time it's hell.
Yeah. So let's go to Hammond, Louisiana.
That's my old stomping grounds.
Woody's old stomping ground, and a teen was arrested for allegedly carjacking and shooting an Arkansas resident.
I saw that.
Getting ready to celebrate his birthday. This is just a horrible situation here. Ladarius Evans, 18, y'all, was arrested by the Tangipahoa Parish Sheriff's Office for allegedly shooting and killing 62-year-old Paul Hoyt. Deputies responded to a report that a person was shot at the Red Roof Plus in Hammond about 8 a.m. last Saturday. When deputies arrived, they found Holt suffering from a gunshot wound to the chest. Investigators learned Holt was carjacked and shot when he and his wife were getting in their SUV. And gosh, this story pisses me off. According to the press release, Holt and his wife were approached by an armed man wearing a mask. The armed man got into the vehicle and attempted to drive away with Holt's wife in the passenger seat. Holt attempted to stop the masked man, later identified as Evans, and successfully helped his wife escape the vehicle. But in the process, police said Evans shot Holt, who was not armed, before fleeing the scene in the SUV. Holt was taken to North Oaks Hospital, where he unfortunately later died of his injuries. So Paul Holt heroically fights to save his wife and loses his life in the process.
Yeah, because of some punk.
Yeah, because of some 18-year-old punk. Now, later in the day, investigators located Holt's vehicle and were able to establish Evans as a suspect. Evans confessed to the crime when he was confronted by investigators. He was also discovered to be in possession of items that belonged to the Holts, like clothing and items that he used to allegedly murder Holt and steal his vehicle. One of the items located in Evans' possession was a ghost gun, outfitted with a Glock switch that converted from semi-automatic to a fully automatic handgun. Evans was charged with first-degree murder, carjacking, possession of unidentified firearms, armed robbery with a firearm, and possession of a machine gun. He was booked into the Tangipahoa Parish Jail. Wow.
And he is either
people on vacation, man.
He probably won't get death row because the victim's from out of state, and that's unfortunate, but that's true. But he's definitely going to bloody Angola.
Oh, yeah. And 18 years old. And these people just on vacation. I mean, they're,
Hey, they've just
Jesus
doing what
Christ,
everybody has a right to do, right? Be on vacation, you work hard and do whatever. But you know what? Props to that man for standing up for
That's
everybody.
right.
Well, and
He would have killed her.
He traded places
Right,
with her.
that's right.
There's no way that
What
guy
a-
takes her.
what-
He's not killing her.
What a hero that dude is. Yeah. Just a hope. So
Wow. Okay. Maybe pick you guys up a little bit here, I think, hopefully. You guys are enormous LSU fans, right?
Go Tigers.
go Tigers.
I mean, Jim is here wearing, well,
Yes.
those are
It's a local leaders
those
the
are
podcast
LSU
shirt.
colors.
Purple.
Actually, they're Denham
Denham
Springs
Springs
High School colors and LSU colors.
twofer.
I didn't know.
Two for one.
So LSU copied Denham Springs High
That's
School. with their
sure
colors?
did.
Right,
They
yeah.
sure did. Go Jackets.
Pretty lame of them to do that to Denham Springs, but you guys are. You follow.
Yes,
you follow
I have a
yes.
whole. And when you come to Real Life Real Crime headquarters one day, you'll see my whole wall of LSU helmets and everything else.
Yeah.
And
So currently, like who, what player is?
Olivia Dunne.
You just ruined my thing. God,
I didn't know what you're gonna do, but she's my favorite right now.
she is.
They're saying she's selling out
She has
events.
solved all
They-
demographics.
They have
smoking.
They have to hire
time out.
extra guards and everything.
Okay, I got it. So Woody's favorite. Jim, would you be on board with that? Your favorite current LSU athlete is?
I think she's the most beautiful, but my favorite's the baseball player we all know and love.
Which one is that?
Which one is that?
Y'all don't know who I'm talking about?
The first,
Probably the best baseball player by the time he leaves LSU to ever play baseball for LSU.
I know the
Cruz,
I know they're
man.
ranked.
Oh
number
yeah,
one.
yeah. I got
Cruz.
to watch him the other night for the first time
Cruz.
when they were playing Auburn. Yeah.
Cruz, number one overall pick. Cruz.
Okay.
I don't normally follow baseball until they go to the
College World Series.
right.
Yeah.
But I watched the other night with my buddies at fishing camp the Auburn game.
But
and
she is
That dude's a beast.
definitely my second favorite.
Okay, so you guys might be wondering, why are these idiots talking about an athlete at LSU? And my point with this story is that this Lady Tiger is committing Lady Tiger Grand Larceny with what's going on right
This
now.
is about that AI stuff.
Okay, no AI in the story.
No AI.
I mean, for
She
the
doesn't
reports.
need AI story. Livvy Dunne has stolen the hearts of millions of young men across the United States. The
and
popular,
old men.
the popular, as attested
And
to
a lot of women too.
the popular social media personality and LSU athlete has continued her all-out assault on the hearts, minds, and nether regions of America's male youth here in early 2023. In just the past few weeks, she's made it clear she's in a country state of mind, but with the warm weather officially here, she's also ready for pool season. And there have been a couple of posts lately regarding pool season that have garnered millions and millions of views in just the first day or so.
Woody is
What app
now
is that?
checking Instagram.
She's not only a standout gymnast for the LSU
she's a
Tigers,
standout.
and they got pretty far. They got to the national finals, and
Yeah,
I think they finished like
they've
fourth
been
or something.
Good in
It's-
gymnastics for years and years.
It's a good team.
Yeah.
But she has a staggering 11.4 million followers between her Instagram and TikTok. And those numbers are so elite that there's just no one in her, what you would call her peer group, even close to matching. There's some twins from the University of Miami that have a big following, but I mean, hands down.
Yeah, but they're twins, so you got to
Yeah,
divide
you
it
gotta
by two.
Divide by two. Good point, Jim. 2022 was the most successful year of Dunne's career, of her career on the internet. I think that's the Sports Illustrated picture that Woody is showing. So obviously, Sports Illustrated has caught on to the Livvy Dunne phenomenon. She earned a staggering amount of NIL cash this year, which no one has been able to exactly pinpoint, except to say that she is without a doubt the highest paid college athlete in
Oh, period.
United States. So that's more money than Bryce Young, C.J. Stroud,
she gotta
Will
use it before she
Anderson. I
loses
mean, all of those guys that just went in the first couple of picks of the NFL draft, and more than anybody else out there. And 2023 is on pace to absolutely crush what she did last year. Like I said, everything she shares on TikTok easily cruises past 1 million views in a day or so. This cowboy-themed outfit that she wore a few days ago hit 3.3 million views. Woody goes to Google right now. And with a 21-year-old and an 18-year-old male in my house, I hear her name quite often. And when I do, I calmly give my sons this reminder. There is no sex in the champagne room.
Hey, so you know, I do not follow her, Cindy. I'm showing them. I don't.
It says follow. It says follow under another.
It says follow. Like, oh no, she has 7.4 million just on TikTok alone.
Yeah. So I recently asked my AI chatbot that I downloaded. Okay, so I lied. I am going to AI, and I asked the chatbot, quote, "How did Livvy Dunne become? How did Livvy Dunne become so popular?" The AI's response to that question,
said Mike Agovino's app.
Quote, Dunne joined social media platform TikTok in 2020. She initially began by posting videos of her gymnastics, but later started posting videos of other areas of her life, end quote. So even chatbot kind of figured this out. So even that erectile challenge pile of code gets it up for Livvy. I don't know. I look at this and it makes me think of Anna Kournikova is the one that comes to mind.
She's even more beautiful than Anna Kournikova.
Oh, I don't think so. But
Anna Kournikova was drop dead.
Can Anna Kournikova do that?
I don't think Anna Kournikova ever won.
She's pretty talented.
I don't think she ever won at least she didn't ever win a big tournament. So there you have somebody who was in a sport, was professional, but was known for her beauty and nothing about whether she could perform in the sport or not. I don't know. Does Livvy Dunne qualify as that?
Yeah, she's a good gymnast.
Yeah, a gymnast is a hell of a lot more athlete than a tennis player.
Well, no, wait a minute. That's a different argument. But
I would agree with that.
Yes, you got to be an athlete to be a gymnast.
Is she legit a gymnast, or is she?
She's legit.
No, she's legit.
An
She's a tiger,
Instagram influencer who so happens to be able to do a little gymnastics.
No. Let me explain to you. So LSU has one of the top gymnastics,
absolutely.
and she is on scholarship at LSU.
Right.
She would not be on scholarship at LSU.
She could have gone anywhere. She could have gone to Vanderbilt
good.
and done the same thing.
And coming out of high school, she was not. 2020 is when she started going to LSU. Yeah. So she was not even. I'm sure she had some followers, but it wasn't to this level. So shout out to Livvy Dunne.
Well, and she's from New Jersey, which that's kind of a. You don't get a lot of.
It's a big deal. Everybody wants to be a Tiger, baby.
Everybody wants to be.
That's go Tigers. And deal. Let me tell you this: since she started her deal, they have higher attendance rates at the females gymnast matches than they do basketball games.
They sell out every
they
night.
have to hire extra security and everything else because it's packed with dudes.
Okay, let me ask you something. If there was a backup quarterback at LSU, and this guy was, a Chippendale quality heartthrob as far as the ladies were concerned.
Oh, yeah,
and he's got the 12-pack, and he's all cut up, and he's
kind of like me,
dashing. Yeah, he's
I would flex
8 years ago.
I would flex, but I don't want to rip my shirt.
And that guy, kind of barely saw the football field, but was making millions of dollars
but she's
off of
a
his
starter.
Well,
so what? If he makes it good for him. Why are you hating on?
I'm just trying to.
Last show was lookism. Now you're doing lookism again. Why are you always about people's appearances? What does it matter?
Look, I'd like to say this.
Asking a legitimate question: is this larceny or not? And so
is it larceny? She's getting paid for
being gazillions of dollars.
I think she's a great businessman.
For posting pictures of her barely.
I bet our bank account doesn't think it's larceny.
Okay, that's right. So this is just an act of capitalism, and any of us would do it if we were in the position to do it.
Yes.
Right.
And I want to say this because, Livvy may be a fan of the show. We don't know. So Livvy, if you're out there, we would love to have you on and discuss
Or just throw us
whether it's larceny or not.
So it's your 7.4 million in TikTok alone.
Yeah. We'd love to have you on the show, my girl.
Yeah,
come see us.
Livvy.
I'm just asking the questions here, Livvy.
We'll
I ask the questions that no one wants to ask. The difficult questions.
Well, I mean, that's okay, Mike.
That's right.
Yeah. She has 4 million on Instagram, 7.4.
I know. I said 11.
She's getting paid.
Yeah.
Good for her.
Getting paid a lot.
Good for her.
Let me tell y'all, take you to another school, Mike, and this is a Yankee school. I guess I can say that. The 3 elementary school students in Maryland have been hospitalized after they allegedly mistook methamphetamine for candy.
Well, I'm sure they did.
Police said in a statement Monday that they responded to a call at College Gardens Elementary School after a 7-year-old student got sick and were transported to the hospital. Statement added the incident occurred when the students found a container of blue items that they believed to be candy. The children then briefly ingested the items before they spat them out. Police said they started to feel dizzy, and they all went to the nurse. The nurse called EMS. They were taken to a local hospital, and they believe that, based on toxicology, the kids either ingested meth or Adderall or ecstasy or Molly. Crazy. All of them are safe now and been discharged from the hospital.
Wow.
It's amazing.
And I tell my kids,
it wasn't worse.
I tell my son all the time, do not eat shit that you don't know what it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially nowadays.
Horrible.
Right?
Thank God they're okay now.
Yeah.
Hey, ladies, are you feeling overwhelmed by hormonal changes? Well, you're definitely not alone. There are more than 1,000 hormone disruptors living in our environment right now. It's in your food, your water, the air you breathe, the clothes you wear, your skincare products. They all mess with your hormones. Then there's the natural hormone changes your body goes through, premenopause, menopause. And while it's a natural process, it doesn't mean you have to suffer through it. The good news is you don't have to suffer through it anymore, because now you have Hormone Harmony, a formula made only with herbal ingredients that are shown to reduce hormonal symptoms in women of all ages. Hormone Harmony is not just a hormone support and supplement. It's become a phenomenon. Women can't stop talking about it on social media. A bottle of Hormone Harmony is sold every 24 seconds. And the biggest benefit? Well, my wife says it makes her feel like her own self again. And that's what women mention over and over in the reviews. And there are over 30,000 reviews for Hormone Harmony. And for a limited time, you can get 15% off your entire first order at happymammoth.com. Just use code RLRC at checkout. That's happymammoth.com and use code RLRC for 15% off today. That's happymammoth.com and use code RLRC.
For real.
Okay. They stole what?
What?
They stole what?
What?
Look, we got a lot of hate mail yesterday on our Facebook page because
Mike.
we skipped over the they stole what, and our audience noticed.
That's right.
So guess what? We bringing it back at you
They stole what?
today. And
Actually, one of my favorites.
Woody Overton, how about a penguin? You ever stole a penguin?
I have not stolen a penguin.
Well, guess what? I know 2 dudes that did.
Yeah.
So in 2012, 2 tourists, 21-year-old Owen Jones and 20-year-old Carrie Mules, broke into SeaWorld in Florida, swam with the dolphins, let off a fire extinguisher inside a shark enclosure. They also stole a 7-year-old penguin named Dirk from the aquarium in their drunken spree. Yeah, that's a strange name for a penguin. I found that too. Dirk. It's kind of manly for a penguin.
Sounds like a gang member.
So they did. They stole a 7-year-old penguin named Dirk from the aquarium in their drunken spree. The next day, the 2 seriously hungover men woke up in their apartment with a little bit of a memory from the night before and were surprised to find a penguin roaming around inside.
I shit the next morning and never a penguin.
Oh my God.
They tried to take care of Dirk. They gave him some food, put him in the shower.
Oh my God.
And they figured out, well, a penguin ain't like a dog or a cat. This is going to be a little more
Their air
work
conditioning
than it's
bills might have
worth.
been a
Yeah. So they later released him into a canal.
oh shit.
Now, before
where
you
was
freak
this?
out, this was in Florida.
Oh, yeah.
But before you freak out, thankfully, some locals spotted them and they called the police.
Yeah, right.
And the men were caught. They were fined. They pled guilty to trespassing along with stealing and unlawfully keeping a protected animal.
Yes.
And Dirk is safe now back at
I'm glad Dirk
SeaWorld.
is safe, and that is
How about
a
that?
great. They stole what?
They stole what?
They stole Dirk.
You know,
They stole dirt.
have y'all ever, kind of, been out with the guys really late and somebody gets a stupid idea that it'd be fun to just steal a little something as a prank, and then you wake up the
all
next
time.
morning and you're like,
That was like
"Wait,
yesterday.
where
What are
did
you
that
talking
come?"
about?
I mean, not
Swim.
necessarily Dirk the penguin, but any stories that come to mind that,
Swim.
well, tell us what Swim did.
Yeah, nothing I'd want to admit to.
Well, I've one that comes to mind for me, what's the statute of limitations? I'm way past the statute of limitations. I don't know why it occurred to us to do this. I don't remember what time of night it was, but we were at school and our dorm was right across the street from where there was a McDonald's. And the McDonald's had, on the outside, they had large, like human size, of all of the like mascots, the
Characters like
Hamburglar,
Ronald,
the Hamburglar, Mayor McCheese, whatever other guys. There's like 4 or 5 of them, and we decided we needed to have those
Absolutely.
for no particular reason. So we went over at
a
whatever
must-have.
time of night it was. We it wasn't hard at all to get those things. We each got them. I took the Hamburglar. And
Good choice. I took
And,
the hamburger.
I like the Hamburger. Was by far my favorite of the characters. But to wake up the next morning, roll over, and see the 6-foot Hamburglar in your dorm room is kind of it's kind of shocking at once when it hits you. Not like taking Dirk the Penguin, but
And this is Vanderbilt University, the Harvard of the South.
disclaimer.
Yeah,
We return. We're at peace with McDonald's.
That's
that's
it.
love.
Uh-oh, Mike.
Mike,
I hear some banjos.
I should have got banjos
Your
for the
banjos.
Hamburglar story.
Hamburger was good.
Well, we've got a Louisiana man in today's story.
Hey,
Louisiana man.
So there are even some dumb criminals in Louisiana.
I can't imagine.
Well, he was sentenced after police found a loaded gun in his butt during a strip search.
There you go. Why didn't I think of that?
He chose this particular hiding spot when he needed to find a quick hiding spot for his gun. Justin Savoy, 24. Like my French accent on that guy?
Yes.
Savoy. Justin Savoy, 24, pleaded guilty Friday to weapons charges after police in the town of Golden Meadow.
Golden Meadow, baby.
Speed
Go
travel
speed
the
through
world.
there.
Hey, they were on 60 Minutes.
Yeah. The biggest speed trap in the country.
What interstate is that on?
No, it said down south where I was, it's in Terrebonne where
wow,
I was
you
last
were?
week, but it was
You don't want to speed through
10
Golden
miles
Meadow.
over to the east. Yeah.
I am so tired of these cameras that take a shot of your
No,
license.
this is
I'm
actual
talking
cop.
about
You're talking about
30 some years ago. They went through and they had cameras on the back of the car and cameras on the front of the car, and they just straight ass pulled them over for no reason and wrote them tickets.
Okay, well, maybe
That
that's
was
why.
our only
maybe
source of
that's-
income for the whole town.
That's why he hit his gun in his ass. So Justin pleaded guilty to weapons charges after the police in Golden Meadow, who were arresting him late last year on a separate matter, discovered he had stashed a loaded 25 caliber Titan pistol in his ass.
Holy cow, it was loaded.
I've never heard of a
Oh my
Titan.
God.
What's a Titan?
So it's a cheap ass pistol.
So the kind that
But it ain't
is
gonna
the
be a
kind
long
that's
barrel.
likely to
It's still a
misfire.
25. Yeah, right.
The kind that's likely to go off in your ass.
And would that be a smaller or
Very
larger?
small.
Oh,
it's
okay.
a compact gun. It probably fit
It's like a
in the palm of your
Derringer.
hand.
So
Yeah.
easier than others to carry in your ass?
I don't know, because that one bit up my ass.
Police had taken Savoie into custody after they responded to a suspicious activity complaint in a home he was occupying with a female acquaintance. Cops said they discovered Savoie possessed a handgun, marijuana, and drug paraphernalia during an initial search. Multiple other firearms were discovered in his truck at the scene as well. And during that final pat down, I guess they found that
I don't know.
gun.
Loaded.
And cop, it's a rule on cops. It's a 1+1 rule. You find one weapon, you find another. And I don't know how they found the loaded one in his rectum.
What would be truly amazing is if he could pack a gun back there and figure out how to fire it while he's got it back there.
That would be something, right?
That would
You
be
laugh about that. I've actually seen an X-ray of a dude who shoved a pistol about that size, a 25, in his ass. But here's the kicker. At least he had safety in mind, because on the X-ray, not only was the firearm, there was the separate magazine.
No way.
It wasn't loaded.
Oh, my
There was
God.
no round in the chamber. So at least he was smart enough. If I'm going to shove it up there and it's going to go off, it won't kill me. But so he shoved the pistol and the magazine. Most people refer to them as clips, but the actual term is magazine.
Insane.
Both of them up his ass. And got caught bringing it into a penal institution.
Do you remember in the first Jackass when the guy has all the Matchbox cars up his
Oh my
ass
God,
and
that was the best.
He goes to the doctor's
like,
office.
What's sex toy? What's sex toy? You're nasty. Yeah. How about the guy when the guy walks in the plumbing store and goes and sits down and takes a shit while reading the newspaper? Never mind.
Oh my God.
If you've never watched Jackass,
Oh yeah. That's one of, it was hilarious.
That was the same
Some of
movie. The same movie
funniest
was
shit.
both of those. But
he takes out one other one that takes out the damage insurance for the rental car. It takes out, they paint it up as a derby car and trash the fuck out and bring it back in. He said, but I paid the insurance. Anyway.
Chicago's WNUA.
It must
Smooth
be
Jazz.
time for some kinky crime.
Come on, Barry. And Anaconda Bear. That's a nickname for you. All right, y'all. It's time for Kinky Crimes May the 11th. And the title of this one is Lock Up Them Panties.
Oh, I love it.
For the second time this year, a thief broke into Phil and Jackie Tatum's home in Southwest Florida. He had on boots, he had on gloves, he had on the jacket, and he had his face covered, Tatum said. The way this guy looked, he had done this before. Now, while it was hard to decipher the mindset of the criminal, when the thief broke into Phil and Jackie Tatum's home for a second time, he most likely did not suspect he was on camera. When he entered the room...
Wait a minute. A second time?
Second time.
Holy cow.
When he entered
Same
the
house.
room, it kind of stops your heart, Phil Tatum said. It's terrifying. What if I was home or my wife was home alone?
Right.
Stay tuned. On the camera, the vandal can be seen picking up a liquor bottle of Jack Daniels. And he also stole some valuables and over $1,000 from the Tatum home. These items include a combination of money, a laptop, heirloom jewelry, and one other item that has been given the homeowner the creeps. Guess what it is?
What?
He took some bras.
Oh.
I guess two items. He took some bras and he took some panties.
Oh, that's kinky, Woody Overton.
That's right.
That's a kinky
That's right.
crime.
The privacy violation, that means this dude's about to...
He's about to smell him.
I ain't got to finish it. I'm gonna tell you he's gonna be a rapist if they don't catch him. Yeah. He took some bras. He took some panties. The privacy violation committed by the thief is classified as a fetish crime. Fetish crimes are often, here it comes, warning signs that a suspect has the potential for far more dangerous crimes, such as rape, as the vandal invades a person's personal space while keeping a memento from the incident. Now, let me tell you about this real quick. Most of your serial killers start out with the, they graduate.
Sean Vincent Gillis.
Right. They graduate as they develop mentally. First of all, doing peeping toms, and it's all about masturbation, right? They masturbate to the person of their fixation. Then they break in, and they'll masturbate in a drawer, their underwear, and take some stuff like that. They'll do it to the fantasy doesn't do it anymore, and they end up raping them, and most of the time they'll end up killing them. They'll graduate. So anyway, this guy, back to it, Tatum says, who knows how many people he has done this to, and maybe he's even hurt someone. And at one point, while the thief was plundering the residence, he grabs the camera, which is described as a Bluetooth speaker, and tosses it aside because he knows a camera, right? In one photo, the burglar's face was uncovered. Tatum said the intruder is over 6 feet tall and seems to walk around with a limp. And police believe he lives nearby.
So be on the lookout.
Crime. They better
You see someone smelling some panties.
Yeah.
Woody,
That's just it.
that was pretty kinky.
Yes, it was.
Let's get that panty stealer off the street soon.
Penny stealers.
Well, I don't understand is that these people who have video cameras that pick up this stuff, don't they also have the alarms
Well,
system?
this was like a nanny cam.
That was like a nanny
Not
cam.
hooks in the alarm system. Yeah, it's in a Ring doorbell. They suspect it. I suspect that it wasn't Simply Safe, right? Simply Safe is what I use, and but now Simply Safe will alert me. Like I have one over my gun safe, and somebody even gets in that zone.
Right, so nobody's getting in any panty drawers in your house.
No, because I'm always panties up and a bras.
There you go.
And no one's getting near.
Even Cindy can't get them.
no one's getting near your weapons.
That's right.
So what's important to protect in the house? Her bras, panties, and your weapons.
That's right.
Okay.
That's it.
And but
Yeah.
this thing wouldn't protect them. You'd need
No, yeah. This is. I mean, and he got thrown away.
That's it.
You got Simply Safe. You ain't got to worry about that.
Today in True Crime, y'all.
Today in True Crime. I love
For May
this segment.
11th. And look, we're going back a little bit. We're going back to 1960. In 1960, in Buenos Aires,
Well, Buenos Aires.
4 agents abducted fugitive Nazi Adolf
I remember
Eichmann.
this. I've seen the movie and read the book.
Adolf Eichmann, who is not a relative of Mike's,
Because
apparently.
he's
no
German.
No,
Mm.
wouldn't be.
He was also
It'd be
known
more
as
me. I'm
Ricardo
German.
Clement. Shortly after he got off a bus at his home at 8:10 p.m., Eichmann was the mastermind of the Jewish Holocaust in Germany and would be held captive
Final solution.
for 10 days until he could be flown to Israel. And that was a big deal back in 1960. Kind of I guess a slow day in crime. Not a whole lot of
But you know
famous
what, they-
cases were
that
out
dude-
there, but
that
there's
was-
one for you.
That him being the author of the final solution and making it out, Mossad was hunting down these war criminals, Nazis, and he was just living as a regular Joe, working in a factory, and had been raising his family and everything else. But
A lot of
he
them
needed it.
fled. I want to say it was Argentina.
Yeah, it's our
That's
Buenos
right.
Aires.
Yeah. So
and they had a whole German compound
Yep.
and community set up, but they were very, they were doing it before the war. Once they had their escape plan, let's put it that way, right? When they knew they were going to lose.
Yeah. 9.
Yeah,
That means no in German.
yeah. Well,
Used to be a command for German shepherds in the police force. They would say
but
9, which would mean stop.
they
or
do
no.
different ones now. And I won't say what language because I don't want to get in trouble.
Yeah.
That but all the Malinois are trained in a different language,
Mm-hmm.
so you can't come out and say the German stop
Yeah.
or whatever, or American stop, and the dog won't stop.
Right. So if you say stop biting, the dog's going to say, me no speak.
I mean, speaking of English. I never thought about it in my 30-something years of dealing with them.
Yeah. So we got an app out there if y'all want to listen.
Yes.
Follow along. Check out Bloody Angola. Golly.
Angola was
Rocking and
killing it,
rolling.
killing it.
Numbers are on fire.
Yeah.
The best podcast out there if you like the historical side of
Right,
crime,
right.
especially prison related stuff, documentary style podcast hosted by Woody Overton and Jim Chapman.
Yep. It'll blow your mind.
Check that out.
It's Hello Fresh Day for me, and
Oh,
I've got
yes.
some desserts coming.
Yes, you do.
I didn't get the desserts.
Would it
My
be
wife
lava
must be
cakes?
hiding the desserts.
No, I went for the pecan pie.
Oh, it's so
Well,
good.
say it again.
Yeah, it's good,
pecan.
too.
It's not pecan. It's pecan.
At least he doesn't say pecan.
I know, but it's
Well, I
close.
used to say pecan.
It's
wait,
pecan.
Hey,
Pecan.
Pecan pie.
pecan.
It's good, y'all. It's unbelievably
That's what you
good.
I made the mistake of calling a streetcar in New Orleans a trolley. and someone jumped
car.
completely down my throat. I didn't
right.
know there was a distinction between.
Yeah. Oh, you know what?
streetcar
I'm
and
going to talk
trolley.
about this real
Big
quick before we get
difference.
off. We get a lot of invitations to be judges at different events and like St. Jude's, cook-offs and stuff like that. And we were invited, us three, and we just couldn't make it work this weekend. I was late and checking to be a judge at another crawfish bowl. And actually, we were invited for one on the weekend, May 20th. We had to turn that down too because of previous obligations. But I called Mike, and he was riding his bike, and I could hear the wind blowing. I said, "You must be on your bike." And I pulled him over. Oh, yeah, he said, "Let me pull over." And he pulled over, and I asked him about this weekend going to the
Sherry's Daiquiris.
Sherry's, and I said, can you go? And of course, we all had stuff. My sister's coming in from Dallas, and you got graduation stuff and everything else. And Mike was like, "Let me call you when I get home. I'm gonna check and see." And he called me, and he was like, during the conversation, he was like, "What qualifies me to be a judge at a crawfish cook-off?" I said, "The fact that you don't know anything about it."
That's right.
You
Actually,
don't
that
have any
might make for the
preconceived
best
notions,
judge.
right? But anyway, y'all, when y'all ask us to do these things, we love to just try to give us as much advanced knowledge as you can. And if you don't hear back from us right away, reach out to another one of us, because in this instance, I didn't get the message.
Yeah,
on
I'm
my social
sorry
media.
I had to say no to judging that LSU gymnastics meet a few months ago. But if you give us a little bit more time, we'd be able to do that.
Yeah, so go out to that at Sherry's Daiquiris in Denham Springs, Louisiana, if you get a chance.
And all you lifers, we love and appreciate each and every one of y'all. We don't get to say it enough. You see us in public or whatever, and come up and say hi. You're not bothering us. We wouldn't have a show if it wasn't for y'all, and it just means the world to us. And thank you to our sponsors.
That's right. And until tomorrow, until Friday,
Until tomorrow.
I'm Jim Chapman.
And I'm Woody Overton.
And I'm Mike Agovino.
For Real Life, Real Crime Daily, peace.
Show business.